Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to this What's Map special with me, BonBonB. I'm BonBonB, you're very, very welcome. So what have I got for you today? Well, of course, the Map Pack Content Creator DLC. A set of maps made by Sanctum Gamer for those of you who want to have vanilla maps and maybe you're on console or you don't have access to the Steam Workshop and therefore you just need some new maps. Now, Sanctum Gamer, a very accomplished map maker. One year I had them down on the shortlist for Map of the Year, so they know what they're doing. And I only had one real concern when this map pack was announced as having 8 maps in it. And that was that all 8 maps are going to be made by the same person, which is going to put a little time constraint on it. And I'm not going to say it's really drastically affected the standards of the maps, but I think it'll be something that pops up in this series. Now, we're going to do it as a series. I'm going to do 2 maps per show, each from each biome. So today we'll be having a look at the European maps, or European theme maps, if that makes a bit more sense. But before we do any of that, those of you that are regulars to the show will know that I always like to start the show with what I call the daily reminder. That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. So today's first map from the European set of maps, this is Biomes Valley by Sanctum Gamer. Yes, all of these will be by Sanctum Gamer. This one, I think, is a very interesting attempt at a very complex, it's actually quite a complex map. It is actually quite a complex map, and I think Sanctum Gamer has done a very good job of it. It's actually not my preferred map of the 2. I thought this was going to be my standout map, and it is the standout map from the 8 maps in the DLC. But my preferred, I would want to play on it map, if I was going to be playing on this one or the other European theme map, I'm actually leaning towards wanting to play on the other one. And I'll try and cover that when we get to it. Anyway, let's go there. Let's talk about some of the important things. First of all of the maps, because of the Airports DLC, have been made specifically to allow for a good sized airport. There's plenty of flat land on these maps. There's a tick there for Sanctum Gamer. They've done a very good job, as that was one of the requirements. One of the things all of the maps have in common is the simplicity of the networks. Now, as somebody who ran a short series of map speed builds and shared them online, one of the I think this is a sign. I think this is a sign that the time was a bit of a challenge, because one of the slowest things to do is laying down the networks. Laying down complex and interesting networks takes time. Yes, the terrain and the tree painting, all of that takes time. But when I was doing my well underneath an hour, 30 minutes and 45 minutes speed builds, the one thing that had to give was a second highway. There just wasn't time to put in a second highway. And all 8 of these maps are one highway running across the length of the map. If you're somebody who wants multiple highways, you're going to be disappointed if that's what you're looking for. If you're not looking for that, you're not going to be disappointed at all. All the maps are pretty strong. Start square intersection here. Let's have a little look-see at this one. Nice little trumpet one there. Nice little hand-drawn trumpet one, and plenty of room. You start square. Let me show you start square. Start square there. We have the railway running right the way through the middle of it as well. So that's going to break the city build up as well, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Plenty of room around the outside, all flat land as well, including some farming over that side, which you're going to have to find a way of getting over to, because obviously the intersection only heads off in one direction. Fairly slick looking one there, nice and low to the ground, which you would expect from an accomplished builder. So yes, so each of the maps in all 4 of the categories has just one highway. Now, that means all of your traffic is going to be coming from this particular highway. Of course, though, we are looking at having airports, and airports now have cargo, so maybe we could be leaning more heavily on that. Maybe that's what we're looking for. Now, the thing with this biomes map, you'll notice now we've got to change. Remember, European theme map. We've used the European theme maps to bring in deserts, which I think is a very nice thing. Deserts seem to be a bit of a theme at the moment within the actual workshop creators' repertoires. We've seen a lot of desert maps lately, and we're going to see a couple of desert maps today. This one, though, of course, is a mix. It's not just desert, it's desert and more. Biomes map, that's the name of this map. We have got a little bit of glitchy terrain elevation ziggy-zaggies going on there, and it just looks a bit awkward. We are well outside of the 25 tiles, though, and so anybody playing vanilla is going to miss that one. If that's going to happen anywhere, I'm happy with it happening there. And on this sort of map, if I was giving ratings, I'm not giving ratings for these maps today. That would be losing a bit of a star there. Right, anyway, so we have lots of fertile land, we have desert land, we have a very interesting water network, we have the fertile land as well, and we've got some quite pleasing hills as well. It's a mix of the biomes, which is why it's called Biomes Map. See, very nice work there. Sanctum Gamers really ticked the boxes. Let's pull the camera right the way up for a top down and show you the water flow clearly runs from up there where the rivers are very narrow, and then you can see all points off in this direction, the water flow beautifully going down there to where it's wider at the bottom. Maybe even got an exit to the sea there. Even the dry river, a little dry river, we see a few of those, is angling down that way, so you can clearly see which way the water is running through the map. Or can you? Let's come down and have a little look-see at the other brand new thing that comes with these updates, and that is Mr. Mason's trees. We've got some brand new trees and better trees. Thank you so much. These are new. You don't need to be anybody very. Come on, Picker. I'm trying to get me mods to work here. Oh, frick! Come on. I'm trying to get. Anyway, I will show you in a moment. Let's switch back to Picker. There we go, got it now. As you see here, we have a whole bunch of live oak and lantana and loads of brand new Mr. Mason. One of the top 2 or 3, probably most people's number 1, custom creator on the workshop of trees and foliage. They do more as well. They do more as well, but they're best known and most loved for these beautiful things. And all of these are now vanilla trees, and look at the grasses and the reeds and the beautiful it's gonna make our maps much more appealing and also much more varied in vanilla as well, because we've got more trees to play with. More variety equals more variation. Now, let me show you the one thing we haven't really had a look at yet, and that is the info buttons. There's your terrain heights. Told you, lots of flat land to play with, which is all good. Then we'll have a little look at the resources. Again, we've got a patch of everything. So again, you could play a strong resources game. And if you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, we've got all of the little fishes, even a little couple patches of tuna in there as well, which is good to see. Back down to the irregular view, shall we? So we've had a look at all of those. One thing that we haven't had a closer look at though is a river. Look at the river. Strong water flow through the start square. That's what we're looking for. Everything is good, but have you noticed the river very strong, but look which way it's going. It's going upstream. Now, I'm being led to believe that this is a deliberate thing by Sanctum Gamer. That was from a comment from Mr. Miyagi, who has spotted this. I'm assuming they've spotted this. It's backwards, and it's not the last time you're going to see this. I'm sure this was deliberately done. It's going the wrong way. I'm not sure that adds to the map. I would rather the map were more realistic. You go into the effort of making a beautiful map, putting in quirks like that still make it playable, just make it a bit odd. Some nice little fields going on there too. So anyway, couple of points of talking here. Hang on, down here, this bridge down here, the suspension bridge could be more centered. That looks a bit awkward to me. I would like to see that more centered. It would fit better with the map if it were. And one last thing. Again, this is very minor stuff, but this is the start square intersection. Now, notice the elevated at ground level highway ramp coming down here, and that will indent the ground just a little bit. And it's actually pushing the ground down from the ground level highway there, causing a little crack underneath. Now, there's no blue mantle, but it is just a little bit glitchy. I'm just trying to show you everything, okay? That, in terms of technicalities, those were the biggest technical issues I could find. But it's a very expansive map. It's got lots of variety, lots of different ways to play it as well. And that's one of the best things with a map, is giving you the options, inspiring you to get on and do something either a bit different or very conventional or whatever. I think this is a big win from Sanctum Gamer. This is a very good map indeed. But again, not the one I would choose to play. And that one, of the two European maps, is Desert Pass by Sanctum Gamer. Now this one is a lot more boring. A lot more boring than Biomes. You look at this and go, why don't you choose this? I just would. I only have one real grumble with this map, and we will get to this one. But yes, again, this one is part of that content creator map pack from Paradox and Colossal Order. So get over there and snap it up if you like these maps. Snap them up. I know there are lots of free maps on. The workshop, but you got to remember there are console players out there who don't have access to the workshop, and this is the only way of getting good maps. And these are good, especially these two, are good vanilla maps. There are no bad maps in the content creator pack. We'll be looking at the other varieties, the the temperate, the tropical, and boreal a bit later on in the series. But anyway, Desert Pass. This is the one for me out of these ones. It's subtle, it's simple, and it still gives you all of the options to break out and to do that style of build. This one does, for me, feel like an American build. I could be wrong. You might live in Algeria or maybe India, or somewhere where you've got a desert, Mongolia, where you've got desert, and you might look and go, oh, do you know what? I can make a Mongolian build out of this. Well, good, do it, have fun. But this one just does feel very American. It's expansive. We've got road, the rail you'll see as well. And again, of course, with the road, it's just the one highway. Just the one highway running across the length of the map. Again, that just led me to feel a bit like of America. Certainly in the UK, where I'm from, jolly old Blighty, we have roads pretty much everywhere. We're a tiny little island. It's all squeezed into one little island, and unless there's a mountain in the way, looking at you, Scotland, unless there's a mountain in the way, we tend to have pretty much roads running everywhere. Of course, the United States, we've got huge expanses of land where you're gonna just have the one road running right the way through it, and yeah, it works. It works. It's got to work because America have become one of the top 100 countries in the world in recent years. Just kidding, guys. Just kidding. Anyway, you're not in the top 100. No, I'm doubly kidding. Don't shoot me. Please don't shoot me. Anyway, we're down at the start square intersection. Again, nice and big and swoopy. Again, a custom build intersection there from Sanctum Gamer. Beautifully done. Probably done with mods, but you can have a go at making this vanilla. If you can make an intersection like this in vanilla, then good for you. I'm very proud of you. Now, then you have this long extra highway running down to Start Square. This is my only major grumble. I like the detailing on it. I like the shape of it. I think it's too long. To make it shorter would require a change of road layout, though, because the highway's going to have to go a bit closer to your start square. It just enters the start square as well, and you've got all of this buildable area and a lovely looking river as well. Here's your rail. We're not going to follow the rail today because the rail is just that. And if you have a look down that way, it's just that. It's a straight line rail. Would have taken them seconds to put in. Okay. Now, in terms of detailing on the map, there is only really one thing, and that's this. I don't understand it. Don't have to understand it for it to be good, but we do have everybody's favourite factory. And then we got a little livable area here, sheltered by rocks, but also this gun placement, which makes no sense to me. Right, that gun's there, defending whatever, right? Okay, the house has been put up afterwards, but it could only get a view off in those two directions. And it's got a big old rock in the way in front of it as well. I don't understand why they would have put a gun placement there. But hey, it's a bit of fun. It's just a little game. You can always bulldoze it. Liking the shapes of the trees on both of the maps, but especially on this one, where it's so simple and subtle. And also the ground textures that have been popped in there just make it look a little bit fertile here and there in patches. Again, we had exactly the same in the Biomes map, but I just love the subtlety in this one. I think we've definitely done a great job there. Have a little look at the buttons. We have the terrain. Again, of course, lots of flat land, and that's what you want for your airports. We have some natural resources as well. Mostly oil, bit of ore, no fertile. It's a desert map. No fertile land. And then if you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, salmon and anchovies. It's not as exciting as the Biomes map for that, but it's a desert map, so why would you want to be doing fishing? Okay, water flow through the start square. There's no real obvious direction that the river should be flowing, but as you can see, it's flowing strong from one side to the other, and I'm okay with that. It makes okay sense, this one. Anyway, nice shape to the river. I am really digging the shape to the river. The whole map has this, and we've even got little areas here that look like little bits of rapids going on there. Again, these things are noted. If I ever grumble about these things, okay, I am noticing the good things as well. I try and show both the good and the maybe not so good. But yeah, my not so good would be the length of this highway coming down to the start square. It's quite long. It is quite long. Hang on, let me just bring that up. Get rid of that. And get rid of that. There we go. There's your start square. 2 kilometers from there to there. And then it's got to be another. It's got to be 2 kilometers long of just driving for that. I don't really buy it, personally. But that's me in the UK. And I'm sure, again, my American friends are going to tell me how wrong I am. And they are all like that. And shut up. And okay, I will. Because the show's nearly ending and I can. Anyways, I'm digging it. I think that this is, of the two maps, the one that I would play first. And then Biomes map is definitely a very strong map, and if anything, let's say the standout map from the pack for most people. So we've got a bit of a double win going on there. But yes, if neither of these two maps did it for you because you're not really into desert maps, well, that's good, because we have got the tropical, we've got the temperate, and we've got the boreal maps to come. We'll be doing them in sets of 2 over the coming days, so watch out for those shows. Make sure you are, of course, subscribed to the channel and you've hit the notification bell, because that will remind you that these shows are up. And that's about it. A big shout out to all my Patreon BonBonB buddies. I'm not going to read them out one by one. I'm not. You can do that. That's your job. But if you are here and you do like to feel part of the clan, you're part of that 20 and out elite. Use the word of the day into the comments. Score yourself some population points. Just for fun. Just for fun. And we'll be back with more DLC maps very, very soon. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.